And welcome in to the Subconscious Mind Mastery Podcast. Thomas and Majona are in the booth.
We're back.
We've actually reverse locked the door in our audio booth. There is now a lock on the outside. We are locked in, and we are riding out the coronavirus in the booth. Nobody gets in. Nobody gets out. We will be fine. Oh, wait, it's vented.
And just know that you have got us 24/7.
Yeah, we're going to get on YouTube and live and, boy, just ride out the storm. Well, that's why we're doing this episode, is to check in and just talk about this. Actually, we have no script, no agenda. This is pure free flow. But I thought that having a conversation around some of the spirituality and the astrology of this might be beneficial.
Let's do it. Knowledge is power.
First thing I would bring up is Saturn-Pluto. Now, we've talked about this at length. We had a big event. Well, not a big event. I mean, it was a minor event, but it was
big
a
us.
bunch of friends getting together at a patio in January as we watched this thing roll in. And there is no way in the world that we would have ever dreamed that this was coming when we got together to watch this thing happen. All I knew is when you looked at the history of this astrology, this astrological formation, that big things happened as far back as I walked it, which was the 1200s. And here we are. This thing is shaking things up. So that's Saturn and Pluto and Jupiter, basically in Capricorn, is kind of been what's triggering a lot of this. The other element that you can't ignore is the planet Uranus is in the sign of Taurus. And when we walk that back historically, it historically has shaken up financial systems to the core. And obviously, if you are at all attuned to the news or what's going on with this, you've noticed that the stock market is down about 30% from its high, basically just under 30,000 to now around just over 20,000. That's 30%. That's a big whack.
That's a big whack. You know, when Uranus is doing this kind of stuff, it really makes me think the correct pronunciation is Uranus.
Yeah, that's one of those pronunciation things that we'll just stay away from. I looked it up, and if you look at the Miriam Webster dictionary, it's Uranus. So that's it. Okay. The big thing is we are sitting on two very powerful energies that are not going anywhere anytime fast, that are shaking things to the core on two fronts. So did astrology create this, or is astrology mirroring this? That's one question you could ask. Me, I think it's more of that astrology is mirroring, and this is one of those coincidences of life that I don't know how to explain, but the chart and the events of the news of the day align.
I think this is the beauty of astrology, though. It tells you propensities. This is where energy is, but it doesn't tell you exactly what's going to unfold. You know that it's not a great energetic day, but you don't know in what area.
And this is something that, we could debate this for a long time. Is this fated? Was this written into the master plan? Is this unfolding? How does mass consciousness affect the outcomes of this? I'll tell you one thing that's going on right now that is obvious to me is that every day, with more headlines and more stuff happening, fear is increasing. Angst is increasing. At some point, it's going to turn to anger, but we are dealing with a mass consciousness that is focused more now on the lower levels of energy.
Yes. Foundations are being shaken, and that's scary.
Yeah, and we've been talking about this okay, you had some good thoughts this morning as we were talking. How do you prepare and brace yourself for this kind of thing?
Well, I think spirituality, not religion, because everybody has spirituality on some level, is very, very key here. Whether or not you believe in astrology, life is happening. And like you said, fear is mounting, and it will probably continue to mount. So what can we individually do? Well, there's the obvious, what the CDC is recommending to do. Be safe, use common sense. But beyond that, the biggest spiritual tool that we have is ourselves. We don't realize how powerful we are. We are creators or co-creators of our reality. But we have forgotten that because of the density of the earth. So I firmly believe the most powerful thing that we can do is, one, focus on your thoughts. All those things that have been discussed on this podcast forever is very relevant right now because we know thoughts are things, thoughts are energy, energy attracts like energy. So if you are in a panicked, fear-based mode, what will you be attracting? Things to cause more panic and fear. I'm not saying be Pollyanna. You do need to be realistic, but there are always lessons that you can obtain from any situation, and you can, the book, You Are the Placebo, I think is a beautiful example of this. Your mind is so powerful that if you're focused on doom and gloom and I don't feel well, you can be perfectly happy and healthy and not feel well. You'll start making yourself sick, even though there's not a biological reason for that. So your attitude, your frame of mind is incredibly important. So work on that. Where are your thoughts? Redirect them to keep it positive. The best way I think to do that is, how can I be of service to others? Get out of yourself. If you know that somebody is needing help, what can you do? Now, don't jeopardize your own health. Don't do anything risky, but you can still focus on them, sending them love and energy, fix them some soup or whatever. Then the other thing is, once your frame of mind is right, what do so many athletes, professional athletes, Olympians, and even successful business people employ? Visualization. I mean, this is now very well documented, the power of visualizing, because when you're doing this, your subconscious doesn't know if it's real or not. So visualize the outcome that you want, not just seeing it, but feeling it with your entire body. Spend time doing that. One of my favorite examples of this, my oldest daughter is the best manifester I have ever known in my life. I just am in awe of her. So she had the flu. This was years ago. She had the flu that was going around, and it was not a good one. She got it. She woke up in the morning going, "Oh, I think I have it," and literally all day just took care of herself, chilling out, but all day long she was singing, "Every little cell in my body is healthy. Every little cell in my body is well." I was like, "Okay, you can stop now." And she said, "Nope, nope." She sang that blasted song all day long.
Wow. And
visualized her body whole and healthy. And by the next morning, she was completely over it.
Wow.
She's amazing.
Not bad.
So there's power in our thoughts and believing it. You don't just say it, you have to believe it. All right, and then, of course, you can bring in your angels, your spirit guides, bring in the universe to help you, God, protection. And along with the thoughts, just know that the universe, in all of its love and intelligence, is truly on your side. It is working for your highest and best good. Sometimes, to make progress, we have to take a couple steps back, and that can be painful. The fear of the unknown, not having control, those are all things we don't like as humans. But if you just know with every fiber of your being that the universe is on your side, and you maintain a positive attitude, and something happens, but you decide to look at it the more positive side versus the negative side, it's amazing how much difference that makes in your life.
All excellent points. Thank you. Those are great. I want to talk about a couple of other spiritually related tools and then a couple of physical tools, like things you can do, powders and liquids and things like that, okay?
Yes,
so,
because
tonics.
We've got them.
So, yeah, we're selling them for $150, but don't tell the New York Attorney General.
That's right. Thomas has become quite the alchemist.
So, but we will tell you a couple of things that we're doing just in the context of what we are doing, and nothing is for sale in that department. Okay, so when we talk about additional spiritual tools, I know one of the comforting things about the concept of God is at times like this, when we humans want to reach out to something that we know or want to believe is a stronger power than ourselves to help us. And that's a very beautiful concept. I mean, the Psalms are in the Bible are incredible poetry around a heart reaching out to a higher source, to higher power. So obviously, if prayer and praying to God is something that you like to do and prefer to do at times like this, I absolutely think drawing on source is totally something to do. The problem that I have with it, one of the problems I have with it, is that when we only do it when we're in trouble.
Yes.
It has to be a lifestyle. So if you live this kind of way, then you're already in communication with source. You're already talking to your intuition. And it's not about rubbing the genie in the bottle to pop out and help you through a crisis. And that's a very important concept, I think, because we way too often rub the bottle hoping the genie comes out, and then as soon as the problem is over, we're right back, genie's back in the bottle, and on we go, and we just don't think about it. So, if you don't have a daily practice or a regular practice, or if you're not really working on your life, maybe this could be a great catalyst to do it. Pray, but make it a routine, and just use this as a shift in your own life that you're going to take things deeper and broader. Now, another area that you can explore is bringing in the help of angels. Angels are very real. Majona has had a number of stories and experiences with them and has some thoughts on how to bring angels into the picture.
Most people think of angels as either the archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Metatron, the names that we're most familiar with, or guardian angels. And those are definitely two main categories. There are others as well. And no matter what category, we all have angels, multiple, and they are always with us. Here's the thing, though. Angels have to honor your free will because Earth is our domain. So they, as much as they love you and want to support you, they cannot interfere or intervene in your life unless it's a crisis situation, unless you ask them to. So invite them in. And that's just a whole new topic and area of fun and exploration, but they are very, very powerful and supportive. So you can invite them to help you. I mean, right now, it might be as simple as reminding you to wash your hands, reminding you to use hand sanitizer. And you might just all of a sudden have that thought and not credit that to the angels. But once you ask them, they can do even simple things like that. They could also remind you to pray, because no matter what your belief system, prayer is high energy. It's coming from a place of love. You're reaching out to higher source, which is love. So it's high energy, it's high vibration. So that's always a positive thing. So get in the habit of every time you wash your hands, say a quick prayer. Bring up your energy.
Yeah, that'd be a good, there's a good correlation actually to remember. Every time you do your hands, to just ask for protection. Open it up and say, help me. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. These are ominous times, and we do need spiritual help now.
The other thing I would couple with that is gratitude, because gratitude is such high energy. And so think of your own life. If someone is always coming to you asking for something, that can get a little mundane. But if they actually start expressing gratitude to you for things that you've done for them, then that just raises your enthusiasm and willingness to help. So that prayer may start out with gratitude. Thank you. I so appreciate my health, for feeling really great and healthy right now. And I'm affirming that this will continue. I am whole, healthy, and complete. My personal preference is to not even bring that word of, I'll say it this time, but I don't like to say it.
Spell it.
The beer virus. of that any sort of virus, any viral or bacterial infection that might be going around ever, don't even call it in. Names have power. Don't call it in. Affirm that you feel great and express gratitude for that, and affirm that that will continue. That's prayer. Prayer doesn't have to be begging and be negative. So hold a positive thought there. You can ask, like Archangel Michael is protection. He certainly would be a great one to pray to right now. We won't go into all of the Archangel's fortes. Google them and you can see who's going to help mostly with health and protection and so forth.
Okay, now another one that you can do is just put some energy around yourself. So there are some using your chakras and using your energetic body, your aura, if you will, as an energetic protection. These are all the energetic things. We're going to get to the tonics here in just a minute. We might have to go to another podcast for the tonics, but we'll see. Talk about some of your meditations that are available. Folks can download them that you've created already that have been there for a long time, but they would be great little energetic exercises through this.
Right, on our website, soulfoodtalks.com. Under freebies, there's a white light meditation and a waterfall meditation, two of my favorites. Waterfall is a little bit longer, but both of them will help clear away negative energy. That means your negative energy that you're creating with your thoughts, if you do start feeling a little blah and you want to catch it immediately, get over it, shift your focus on how great you feel. And the waterfall meditation goes through different colors because colors have vibrational frequency. Each one's different, so it helps cleanse your aura of those different frequencies. And then the white light meditation is actually bringing in the white light that's love and intelligence of the universe, going straight down your core and extending outward from your core. That is also raising your vibration. Visualize your cells shaking off negativity and being healthy and being whole. And then you're surrounding yourself with that protection as well as grounding into Gaia or Mother Earth, because as humans, we are very connected to the earth. So those are really two really good clearing and cleansing meditations. Then you can definitely block yourself. Part of this is very much mental and emotional. The book You Are the Placebo by Joe Dispenza is perfect with this. If you haven't read it, it's a great read if you are kind of holing up in the house for a while. But you want to reprogram yourself and focus on being healthy. And part of blocking is exactly that. It's setting the intention. So you can put a bubble around yourself that is like, imagine, I do this with kids, like that bubble is your superpower, and negative energy or illness just bounces right off of it. Nobody can touch you.
You know what I'm getting really present to in this conversation is that we are really bombarded with negativity right now. And negativity brings you to lower energy states.
Absolutely.
Okay. That triggers. I mean, we're just naturally, I don't care how strong you are in this work. When you get bombarded by negativity all the time, which, there's a certain amount of awareness that needs to be had with this too. And with that, you're going to open yourself up to all the negative stuff, and it's not pretty out there.
Well, and even on a biological level, negativity brings stress, and stress lowers your immune system.
Exactly. So this is a loop. And what we're talking about are the spiritual areas that you can use. And I think the message that I'm getting very clearly is that we have to put an equal and greater offset to the negative news that's coming in. So actually deploying all of these tools, and there are a couple more, and this gets into the things like burning sage or other aromatic incense and things like that, just in your space, lighting candles, playing soft music in the background. I'm talking bring out all the big cannons of increasing your energetic space, because you have to be aware of this. You need to be prudent, and you have to filter it through these other areas. So when you can come back to your zone, and it's safer at home now than anywhere, unless your kids go to school and bring it in, which seems to be happening now around here, that when you come back home, create a really high environment for that. So essential oils, sage, incense, candles, things like that.
And, for some people, that soft music while you're working is high energy and therapeutic. For other people, crank the volume, right? I mean, what is more fun than cranking up the music in your house and just dancing like a fool, like nobody's watching? That brings up your physical energy. It's a great workout, and it just brings up your whole emotion. Do whatever to raise your emotional and physical energy.
And I think that's an excellent point. And then you could take that one step further and get an agreement with everybody in your household that these are ominous times. We are walking through them, and everybody needs to be on their game.
It's a family dance party.
And just get a commitment around the family dinner table that everybody, whatever issues you have, get them cleared so that everybody can be top energy, supporting each other, and raise the vibration not only of yourself, your home, but of your family members, your other family members as well. Now, let's talk about one of the great lines that I love that Bob Proctor had in the Science of Getting Rich audio program that just meant so much to me, is he said something about, the line was basically, cast your vision, do all of the work we're talking about, and then move your feet.
That's right.
And so in the next episode, we'll do a part 2 of this, and we will move our feet in part 2.